Okay, welcome back, Revenants, to the Road to 100, as this will most likely be the final run here in the Provisional Government Center for the Road to 100, finalizing 28 stars. So this should be our 29th star that we would accomplish here on this run. So a little bit of background, as a couple of people have joined the channels this week, and welcome to them. I hope you enjoy your stay here and you learn something while you're here at Nerddom in Code Vein. And what the Road to 100 is we investigate builds, we investigate all the gifts that are in the game, and kind of some real world scenarios here through your efforts in Vein to discover what could be good gifting, good blood codes, and the like, and also what are the bad ones, and kind of how to see a real world effective nature of all the gifts in and of themselves. This is not any kind of speed run or any kind of one shot build setups or anything. Now, we do get a pass on Mito and the Argent Wolf King, the Skull King. If we cannot beat them, we go for the Jack one shots, and something in my eye. And Mito, for sure, we always get the pass on because he's a ridiculous fight. I may do some different fights on him later on, but as of right now, that's just how it goes with Mito, because he's Mito. And with the Skull King, we try and fight him as well. But all the other bosses in the game, we go for whatever build we're kind of running. We kind of go for that. And so with that out of the way, we will be running Heimdall, as we ran Dark Heimdall 2 runs ago, I believe it was, on 27 star, 26 star, finishing into 27, and we ran Dark Heimdall, and this time we will be running Light Heimdall. Now, we have a couple of different options here in our weapons, as the Broadsword gifted raises the base damage to 465, which is the second highest base damage for all the one-handeds. The highest is the machete. However, you notice here that it takes us directly over the weight limit, but if we go for an Imperial Raiment or an Ivory Grace alleviated, you'll notice that we get right to the 55.6, so we still will be normal. We will not be ever able to be light running Heimdall with the machete gifted, unless we would do something like Revenant's Ambition. Revenant's Ambition would take us higher, much higher, to 71.5 pounds, and we would be quick, obviously, but then we could go for some different veils here to bring us up to the 12-14 light gifting, and we'd be at 56 pounds. So I mean, we could maybe even go for we couldn't go for any of those to get us much higher light gifting, but we will be sticking with the Broadsword. Now, another alternative to the Broadsword, if you want to stick with Heimdall, would be the Foeman Blade, as that does also maintain quick mobility just directly underneath the weight limit there at 54.6, so you're 0.4 pounds under, and you still have a very high over 400 base damage for a one-handed sword, which is really good, but you have to be paired with the alleviated state, so you do lose 21 light damage, which would be 3/4 of that, so 63 divided by 4 is 123, about 14 damage less on your weapon, so it would be a little bit less damage, but in the end of it all, I mean, it would still be a great alternative. But we're going to be running the Broadsword gifts. Now, the reason that the Broadsword and the Foeman Blade are actually very useful is that they have very high defenses. So instead of running Modest Offering, you could also run Steady Bulwark, and that would bring you to 100 block across the board. Ideally, you would want to run the Foeman Blade. Let's see here. You would want to run the Foeman Blade, as you can run a guard booster as a consumable, and that brings you to 100 block across the board. For the Broadsword gifted, you're 4 less because a guard booster raises each defensive stat by 8, and since this is at 88, the Foeman Blade is the optimal choice there if you want to just use consumables. But if you're going for Steady Bulwark raises it about 16 across the board. So you can use something that's down to 84 defenses, and we're at 88. So if we go for Steady Bulwark, we are indeed 100 block across the board. So that could be another option depending on how you want to play it and how you want to go forward. So you'll notice there that if you rest and get Mia or any of your partners to cast their gift on you, you can start out the run with the partner gift that they give to you. Now, we've investigated Bridge to Glory, and I'm working on the spreadsheet for all weapon buffs and gifts, so you can put in to the spreadsheet, you can put in the base, you can put in the scaling, and whether or not it has an Eos Chrome, and it will spit out the physical damage for you based on whatever kind of weapon buffs you put on your weapon. So we've talked about Bridge to Glory, we've investigated that as when it's paired with a broadsword or with a gifted weapon, what it does is it takes 3/4 of your light gifting value and it turns it into damage that's added directly to the base value of your weapon. So 1191, I need a calculator here. So 1191 times 0.75. So we should have 893 added to our scaling value, and indeed we have 893 added to our scaling value, and that adds to scaling only. Now, because of the gifted variety, we get that 50% increase from Bridge to Glory. Instead of half of our light value, we're getting 75% of our light value. Now, Sacrificial Edge, it says that it greatly increases attack power. I don't believe we've actually gone over Sacrificial Edge. You've seen me use it in several different things, but we haven't actually used it and talked about it, so we'll talk about it here. So it greatly increases attack power, but drains HP over time. The effect ends when HP has been reduced to 1. Power beyond imagination comes at a price, blah, 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 but yeah, okay. So what does that mean? It doesn't give you anything here. It says it's a dark value, blah, 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 blah. So, you know, what does that even mean? Our dark listing is 1125, and so where does this end up on the card? So if we go ahead and go for Sacrificial Edge, we look at our numbers here, and our numbers definitely went up, but what it is a direct 1200 additive bonus to your scaling of your weapon as well as your drain attack. So it is a straight up 1200. There's no way to change that number. That number is 1200, and it will always be 1200. As you can see here, it added so to drain attack it added 630, and now the drain attack goes to 1430, so that added 800 to the drain attack, and it adds 1200 to the scaling value of any weapon that you're actually running. So here for the Assassin Sickle, you can see as well it adds 1200. So if both Sacrificial Edge and Bridge to Glory are active, so that's 1200 plus 893, so you get about 2100 added direct damage to your weapon of whatever weapon you're actually running. Now you want to have the highest base possible to run offensive order and overdrive off of, as those are multiplicative values that scale off of base value. So if you have very, very high base, those scaling buffs do very, very well, but if you have low base, they do very, very poorly. So you want to have very, very high base values paired up with these two. So here again we are going to be focused intentionally so we can get Light Impulse, which is a 30% increase to our light value, which again, we get 75% of that light value increase added, while at the same time we get 10 ichor back from ichor focus on focus. So we should be in a good way. Now the charge attack, of the Assassin Sickle does not cost ichor. As you see down there, we still have 16 ichor, and when we will be paired up for regular attacks, this attack will do almost nothing. However, if we are paired with Bridge to Glory and our other buffs here, we will be able to affect great damage to the enemy. So that was about 4,000 that we did to this fella. Ooh, a lost heavy axe. That's very nice. So if we run over here, these guys should drop down. They should drop down. I think it's here. Did they drop down now? Yeah, there we go. And that, okay. Oh, and we're dead. So we can already see that this is going to be kind of an interesting run, but this will be a gifted setup here. Come on, Mia. Okay, and we'll go ahead and get some damage on this fella, and we'll get a backstab so we can get some ichor going, and we will go for a focus and a lightning spike, or a frost spike, as that gets us exceptional damage. Now we are up to 1548, and our Assassin Sickle is very high. So this fellow, we want to go for a lightning spike. As you can see there, that does pretty good damage. Okay, and then this fella, lightning spike. So he comes over here, and Bridge to Glory is still active. So if he runs up, oh, I was gonna say if he runs over here, we'll hit him with a charge attack, and scoot through him. Now let's go for some backstabs here and get some damage, and some ichor back, as we will be running out of Bridge to Glory here very soon. Oops. Okay, I tried to dodge there, but that didn't work too well. Okay, so we're looking pretty good on ichor here. And let's go ahead and heal. And we will go for another heal, and when this fella comes around the corner, we will go for both gifts here. Okay, and we'll go for a charge attack, or a charge booster and a drain activator, as that will give us the allowance to go for a charge attack faster. So there you see about 7,000 damage that we can do on a slide, and that's without offensive order. But we are losing health here quite rapidly, so we definitely want to pay attention to that. Oops, and the roots got us. And that's a little bit dangerous to do here, next to the roots. This guy knows that it's dangerous. Okay, so let's go ahead and charge him down, and we'll scoot. Oops. Okay. Thanks, Mia. So yeah, you can see that this has very high damage, but it's a very low reward kind of setup here. So if we switch for the Broadsword, we can now block our way through here. So we can block this and go for a couple of attacks here. There we go. There we go. And we'll go for some backstabs. Now the Broadsword here is a very slow attacking weapon, but it has a very high ichor drain attached to it. Come on, at 0.37, it's the highest of all the one-handed swords. So it is very good to use in the event that you want to get ichor back based on blocking or other things like that. Okay, so we got some ichor, and we got focus, so we'll go for a spike for sure. And this guy will try to attack us, but we will go for some attacks here. And we'll go for some block. Oop. Okay, so that fella out there hit us. We'll go for a lightning spike on him. And we'll go ahead and block a little more. Okay, so let's go ahead and heal. So as you see, we're using quite a bit of healing ability, which is bad. Oops. Now we do not have Circular Guard active, so we definitely take damage. But we can go ahead and guard here a little bit. Okay, let's go for a launch. Okay. And we block that, and we'll go for a spike. Okay. Okay. Oh, we don't get a launch. Now we are not gifted here with Bridge to Glory, so we need to make sure that we get some ichor back before we go for any kind of damage here. Okay. Okay, now this next room is going to be pretty problematic, as we are really low on health and ichor and everything. So let's go ahead and Pure Blood up. And let's go for all the gifts. Well, most of the gifts. There we go. And let's go for a block and a drain activator and a stamina activator. There we go. Okay, let's hit him with a lightning spike. Okay, there you go. Whoops. And now Sacrificial Edge is over, which is very bad. So that was a huge mistake. Okay, now whenever they have the shield on here, you want to go for a drain backstab, as that will take the shield off instantly. Okay, and when Sacrificial Edge comes back, we will go for that. But as you see, we have really good damage with the Broadsword regardless, as this brings the Broadsword kind of front and center and takes it out of the background and gives it an actual prominent place where you can do really good damage with it. Okay, so here we go. We'll encourage this fella to come on over here. Okay. And he's going to try and attack. And there you go. 3 slices and he goes down very quickly. Okay. Oh, we got a backstab, so that's nice. We'll definitely need some ichor there. And as you see on backstab, because of Sacrificial Edge, we are able to get a whole bunch of damage out, simply because of the increase, the 800 increase to our blood veil. But as you see, we are losing health very quickly, and once we get down to 1, it will end. So we will need to do some very drastic measures here to make sure that we don't die. And Sacrificial Edge is over, and so is Bridge to Glory. So that's really bad. Okay, so there we are focused. Now we can go for another spike. And Bridge to Glory now has exceptional damage, as we are up to, when we're focused, we're at 1358. Oh, we're not focused anymore. Okay. So now it's a one-hit kill on us. And we can go for some other options here. If we want to go for kill for lifesteal, but we'd have to give up something. So we could give this up and go for lifesteal. So as we kill these fellas, we get more life back. We get 5% of our health back. But if Mia's killing people, then we won't be getting any health back, which is unfortunate. Okay. So let's go ahead and attack this fella so he doesn't call anyone. That's very good. Okay, 5145, that's pretty good. There we go. Not bad. And that fella is down there, so we will encourage him to follow us on up here. Oh, we missed him with both of those. There we go. Okay, we'll go for some backstabs here. Now we could go for a regenerative drain as well, as that could definitely get us more health back. But as you see, we're pulling back our health pool here fairly well. Okay, and Bridge to Glory is over, so that's why we are... ooh, old world materials, that's very good. So since we don't have Bridge to Glory active, our Broadsword does very weak damage. There we go. And did I get the kill? No, I did not. There we go. So we'll just gift him down. Now we definitely got that kill, so we got 5% of health back on that. Okay, there we go. Now the Broadsword is my preferred weapon as opposed to the Assassin Sickle. As you can see, we have a lot more ability here, and we can pair it with blocking abilities and all kinds of things, as it does really good damage. And it does really good blocking ability, and it does also very high ichor regeneration. Sorry, Mia. Okay, good. Okay, she healed herself up. Okay, so let's go for ichor and guard booster. Okay, so wake up, and we can block this fella. There we go. Let's go ahead and get a backstab. Good. Okay, and we will gift him down. Okay, I think Mia got the kill. Okay, so let's go for these. And we will go for this fella, as we don't want him calling anybody down, since we don't want to enjoy anybody else's company here. Wow, we missed him. Okay, and I got the kill. So, oh, and another tungsten. Wow, we are getting very lucky today with the tungsten. So I hope everybody's been staying safe and and doing well. That was a mistake. I got too close to the wall there. But Mia took another hit. Okay. Now the reason we go for white Mia is that I want her gift extension to make sure that our gifts are lasting as long as possible. There we go. Okay, so, and since I want Bridge to Glory to last very long. There we go. So the roots hit Mia. I thought they would hit this fella, but apparently not. No, I wanted the kill. Oh well. Okay, so as soon as we get back to a little bit higher health here, we can go for Sacrificial Edge again. Okay, and we'll go for a backstab. Now, being Heimdall, we have very good dexterity at S, and so we can definitely go for some really good backstab damage, as well as having really good focus abilities. Okay, now the gunner has dropped down, and you can see him there creeping in the background. Okay, there we go. Now we'll just cut this guy down, and then as this fella shows up here, we will go ahead and light gift him down. So light gifting here is pretty successful. I definitely think that's a good way to go through here. Now maybe backstab regenerative drain would be more effective, as that would give me the ability to get 5% back on every drain attack that we do, whether it's an attack or whether it's a backstab. Oh boy, this fella's not happy. Yep. Okay. Okay. And let's back up. There we go. And we got the other fella. Mia's out of healing. That's bad. Let's hit this fella. Okay. Now let's go ahead and go for this. And and we are out of Bridge to Glory, so we'll go for Bridge. And we'll go for a Pierce, since he's weak to Ice Pierce. Okay, good. Okay, so we're barely hanging in there. Mia and myself are going to be in a very hard way coming into these next set of rooms here. And we will probably want to go for Light Impulse, so we can go ahead and get focused and get more damage on our weapons. So now instead of 893, we're at 1301, so it's a huge increase in damage. And let's go for Sacrificial Edge. Okay, yes, I remember. Okay, and you can see there, we were doing massive amounts of damage on Slash, even though our attack pattern is extremely slow. Okay, so will we get across the bridge? That is a very good question. So let's go ahead and use our regen inducers. Now we just need to make it to the missile in one piece. So let's go for 2 of those. We'll go for a drain activator, and a guard booster, as this will probably help us heal very, very well. Okay, so let's go for a little bit of extra damage. And we can block this fella. Okay. And let's go for a couple of swings here. Whoop. Whoop. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh boy. We are dead. Okay. Oh, we are alive. So, out of here we go. Okay. And let's get Mia back. Now everybody's coming after me now. So let's go ahead and heal. And let's heal, as we are out of healing now altogether. We still have our guard booster active. So let's go ahead and head over here, as that fella will follow us, which is fine. We can block him now. Let's go for a launch. Oop. Let's go for a launch. A launch. There we go. Okay. So now we can go for bridge. Oh no. I'm sorry too, Mia. I am really sorry. Okay. Now this fool is focused. Now the real question is will we get through the next room? Okay. This room is extremely difficult. As there's many ambushed employees lost in here, and they're all activated by the captain of the guards here. So if we want to make it through actually in one piece, we would go for the silent approach and go ahead and backstab the captain of the guards here, so we can go ahead and fight him solo. There we go. So now we are no longer in danger of the other people in here. We are only in danger of this fella, and if we can kill him, we can definitely get through here much more effective and easily. There we go. Okay, so now we are no longer in danger. Well, not entirely. I mean, we have these fellas here that we could go ahead and kill, but it's not worth it at this point. So Mia and I struggled, and I am the sole survivor to make it through, but at the cost of Mia, and all 10 heals, 3 regen inducers, a pure blood, and a little bit of lifesteal. So Light Heimdall is a very interesting setup that we have available here. But now that we go for the attendant, we will switch to the Foeman Blade. Where is it? Foeman Blade. And we will investigate this a little bit and see how we do running the Foeman here. And this was this one, and this was the guard booster. Okay, so we should have the same attack pattern as the Broadsword, but a little bit less, or the same ichor regeneration, a little bit less base, and a little bit more defenses. So now we have to kill the captain of the guard up there again, but since he's there by himself, we can kind of run up on him very quickly and easily, and we can go ahead and get focused a little bit and go for a drain. Okay, and we will go ahead and attack this fella first and try and not have him call anyone. Oh boy. Okay, good. Let's go for a charge so we get lightning damage. There we go. Okay, good. Okay, so now that we have not enough ichor, let's go for this fella. There we go. And for this fella, now the lightning damage is good against these guys, as they are weak to lightning. So that works out very well versus them. So now we will head on into the attendant here, and she is weak to pierce and crush and kind of just all the things. So you just kind of beat her down. But if you are paired wrong, she will ruin your day. Okay. Okay. There we go. There we go. See, and our weapon strikes are doing, exceptional damage. except we got hit because I was just pushing the left mouse button, and you can see that you can chunk away large portions of her health very quickly and effectively when you're paired with Sacrificial Edge and Bridge to Glory all at the same time. Now we still maintain quick mobility, but only by 0.4 pounds, so we still have the upper hand, and we'll go for these two in this area, since we have only this fella here all by his lonesome. Now he resists slash, so this is not what we want to be going for, but he's weak to pierce, so our blood, we got a hammer, so that is definitely a great way to offset the damage of your weapon. Okay, so now the long elevator in the game, but it is kind of neat to see that you can take some of these lower tier weapons and you can boost them to really exceptional levels when you're paired with different things in this way. Now the machete, as you can see there, it goes up to 2567. It is a monster of a one-handed, but as you see there on our mobility again, we are definitely above that quick mobility, so it would be very cool to use the use Sacrificial Edge, Bridge to Glory, and the machete in that way and go for a quick mobility, but that's just not in the cards. Okay, let's go ahead and drink some water while we're on the elevator. Hope you are too. Okay, now the Skull King will be exceptionally difficult here, so we'll see if we can even get through it. What are we looking at here? 31 minutes? Well, he's usually a fairly long fight.
Let's move.
Yeah, let's move. But Mia, you know, it's a you know, it could go very quick and we do it in one run, or it's you know, an hour fight. So I think we'll give it one run here. We'll see how we do, and then we will call it after the one run, and we'll see how we do after that. So we'll switch back to the Broadsword. No, we'll keep the Foeman Blade, and we'll keep everything as we have it here. As all of this is fairly good here, we could probably go for a gift accelerator instead, and we'll see how we do. Okay, oh, I'm nervous already, but at least we'll get the cutscene out of the way, so that might be useful. Anyways, okay, so we will probably go for Sacrificial Edge towards the middle to end, so we can get more damage out later on. Okay, we'll go for this and this, and a guard booster. I guess we go for all the things since we want to have as much going into the fight as possible. Okay. So, and we will finish it with the light setups here, regardless, and this is how it will end. We will not be going for any kind of crush anything until we get our face beat into the cement here significantly, like that. So again, as you see, we are a one-hit wonder here. Oh, and we're focused, but we're dead. So yeah, this will definitely be a run-back city. So, okay. Well, I got caught in this trap last time. So let's go. I'm doing okay. So let's go for one more run, and I won't commentate it, and then we'll see how we do, and see if I can actually concentrate to do anything here at all. And as you can see, the Foeman Blade has an extremely slow slashing pattern, so it will be a quite a slogfest to figure out his attack pattern in conjunction with my very slow pattern here. Oops. Oh boy. So Mia dies in one hit. That's interesting to know. You might be in trouble. I'm in trouble. Oh boy. Oh, come on. Oh boy. Bridge to Glory's over. There we go. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be rough. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is going to be a very, very long, drawn-out fight as he resists very hard all the elements, and obviously the slashing pattern here that of the Foeman Blade is going to be very, very rough. So I don't want to drag this out anymore, so the next episode will be our fight with the Skull King, and we will get our 29 stars next episode. So apologies for that, but that's just the way it goes with this fella. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode where we get 29 stars for real.